Hi guys, Mr. Bat here, and this is our first ever lesson on our Wall Games Club today. The equipment that you will need for this lesson today is a tennis ball or any type of bouncy ball that's the same size of a tennis ball, and obviously a wall. So I've got my garage here today so I can use that when we are doing our throwing and catching. So our objective today is learning the basics of throwing and catching. Okay, so as our little warm-up, just to start off with, all we're going to do is we're going to roll the ball underarm, not overarm, underarm, and then we're going to catch with two hands, okay? The way that we catch in any type of sport, or when we're doing this, is we're going to have two hands out like a basket, like this. We're going to cross our pinky fingers like this, so it doesn't go through the middle, and so it's nice and secured, okay? So, how we're going to do this is we're going to be side on, so side on my right hand side, because we're going to use our strong hand first. My strong hand's my right hand, and I'm just going to roll it underarm with a little bit of power, and then I'm going to catch it like in a basket with two hands, okay? Nice and easy. So, we're going to be side on, we're going to do this for a minute as well, okay? Just to warm up, to warm our bodies up, and get our hands out nice and ready. So, we're going to roll the ball like this, then we're going to catch. We're going to demonstrate it a couple more times. So rolling the ball, then catching it with two hands, out ready. So rolling the ball and then catching it with two hands. Okay, so we're going to do that for a minute now. You ready? And go. So just using our strong hands to start off with. Remember, we're rolling it underarm, not overarm. Put a little bit of power in so then it comes back to you. Doesn't matter if it bounces or goes in the air, just get ready. React, use your reactions to quickly pick the tennis ball up. So we're doing it for 1 minute, remember, the same thing, 1 minute. Not using our weak hand just yet. I'm moving wherever the ball's moving, making sure that I'm using my coordination skills. Both hands out. Got about 20 seconds left. Constantly moving, constantly reacting wherever the ball's going, and stop there. So we've done that for 1 minute. We're going to do the opposite now. We're going to use our weaker hand. So my weak hand's my left hand, so we're going to be faced on the left hand side. So this is my left hand side. So we're going to be side on. I'm going to roll it underarm again, and then we're going to catch with two hands, just like we did last time, nice and easy. So we're going to start and do it for a minute. So I'll just demonstrate quickly. So throw it underarm, then catch two. So my weak hand again, this time, like that. So we're going to do it for a minute now. Starting now. So throwing it underarm, catching it with two hands. Remember, you can be on your toes if you want to. Just so that you quickly react to wherever the ball's going to bounce or move. Catch them with two hands out. Remember, we're not doing crocodile. Our hands should be in a basket. Pinky fingers should be crossed together so it doesn't go through the middle. You can bring it into your chest if you want to. Keep it more secured then. Doesn't matter if you make a mistake, just regroup, go back. Right, underarm. To the surface, that's why. And gonna stop there. So, done it with our right hand. I've done it with our weaker hand or left hand. So now what we're gonna do as our final little warm up before we go on to our main activity is we're gonna do both hands. But every time we catch it, we get 1 point. If we don't catch it, if we miscatch it, we don't get a point. Okay? So something like this. Just demonstrate. So rolling the ball, then catch, rolling the ball, two hands, constantly swapping over when we're throwing it underarm. So I go left hand, right hand. I'm moving my legs. So if I'm throwing right-handed, I should be positioned on the right hand side. If I'm positioned I'm throwing left-handed, I'll be positioned on the left-hand side. So I'm going to do that for a minute, see how many points I can get in a minute, doing it both ways, alright? We're going to start now, so I'll count as 1, 2, 3, I won't count that, let's keep it at 3, 4, 5. As you can see, I'm moving my feet. At least one of my legs will be out in front of me, while the other leg's out at the back. Always side on, not facing forwards. I'm always throwing it underarm, switching between each throw on what hand I'm throwing it underarm with. Remember doing it for a minute. And we'll stop there, okay? So see how many guys you can get, how many points you can get, and you can send them in to me if you want to, or send it in to your PE teacher at whatever VO school you're working with. So that was our warm-up. Now we're going to do our main activity. So all we're going to do, we know how to throw it, and we know how to catch it now, okay? So instead of rolling the ball, we're just going to throw it underarm, okay? So we're going to throw it underarm. It'll bounce off the wall, let it bounce once on the floor, and then catch the 2 hands. Remember, we're not doing crocodile. We have 2 hands together like this, pinky fingers crossed, and like a basket, always like a basket. So, watching me, just demonstrate for a little while. We're only using our strong hand to start off with, our right hand. Throw underarm, bounce, catch. Throw, bounce, catch. Nice and easy. Literally remember that routine. So throwing it underarm, letting it bounce once, then catch. Throw, bounce, catch. Okay, so we're going to do that for 1 minute now. See how many we can do. Just use our strong hand. Starting from now. Let it bounce, catch. Throw, bounce, catch. And I want to try and aim about head height against the wall when I'm throwing it. I don't want to throw it too low because it's harder for me to catch it. If I throw it too high, it's going to take me longer for me to obviously catch it. So I'm going to try and throw it from head to chest height. Remember having your hands out ready, reacting, using your reactions. You also use our coordination as well, doing 2 things at once. We're throwing the ball, having eye contact on the ball so we know where it's landing or where the ball's moving. Doing this for a minute, 1 minute. Nearly finished. Got 5 more seconds, see if we can go a little bit faster if we can. And stop there. So, we've done that. Now we're going to use our weak hand again. We're going to use our left hand, exactly the same thing, throw it underarm, let it bounce, and catch the 2 hands, obviously out like a basket. So you can either be facing forwards or you can face side on. I feel more comfortable when I'm throwing it while I'm side on, so I'm going to be side on. I'm going to throw it underarm, let it bounce, and catch it. I'm going to demonstrate it again. Throw it underarm, bounce, catch. Remember, try and aim for around head to chest height, okay? That's what we want to try and aim when throwing the ball. So, we're going to do that for a minute, starting from now. So, throwing it underarm, and catching with 2 hands. So underarm, catch 2 hands. Let it bounce. If that's too difficult, you can let it bounce 2 times. You can go 1, 2, then catch. Or if it's too easy, you can get a bit closer. Let it bounce, up to you. So I'm just keeping a good distance for now. Then let it bounce, then catching with 2 hands. Using my weak hand. Using both hands to catch in the basket. Do a little bit faster, see if I can do a little bit quicker. More enthusiasm. And we're going to stop there, okay? So, done it with our right hand, done it with our left hand. You probably know what we're going to do now. We're going to do a little competition. we're going to use our right hand to throw and our left hand. So it'll be something like this. We're going to do the same thing, just with both hands now. So throwing it, bounce, switch sides, throwing it, bounce, switch sides, throwing it with my right, switch, throwing it with my left, switch, right, switch. So every time if I'm throwing it with my right, I'm side on the right hand side, and if I'm throwing it on the left, I'm side on this side, okay? Still throwing it underarm, catch in two hands. So each time that we throw, bounce and catch it, we get 1 point. If it bounces more than 2 or 3 times, then we don't get a point. And if I don't catch it properly, I accidentally drop it, we don't get a point, okay? So we're going to see how many we can do in 1 minute. Starting from now. So right hand, switch to the left hand. And switch again, right hand, left hand. Remember, bounce, throw, bounce and catch, okay? Underarm, letting it bounce, then catch. Do a little bit fast if you can. Remember how many you can get. Keep count on how many you get in your head. Remember, right hand, left hand. Right hand, left hand. Done nearly about 30 seconds. Another 30 seconds left. Five seconds left. See how many I can do now? Try and push for more. Let it bounce, remember. And stop there. Okay. So see how many you can do when doing it side on, doing that. Letting it throw, underarm, bounce. Then we've got to catch it, okay? See how many you can do. So you can stop the video whenever you like and you can carry on doing that. We're going to move on to something else with our last bit now. So instead of letting it bounce, we're going to throw it, bounce off the wall, do it again, we throw it, bounce off the wall, and then we need to catch it with 2 hands, okay? Not letting it bounce this time, okay? After throw, catch, okay? Throwing it, then bounce off the wall, then we've got to catch. Throw, bounce off the wall, catch, okay? We're throwing it with our right hand this time, or our strong hand, so throwing it still underarm, and then catching, okay? You can get a little bit closer, slightly easier, slightly harder, or if you're still finding that a bit too difficult, just carry on doing it with 1 bounce or 1 or 2 bounces, alright? Keep on progressing, alright? Don't just stop. So, we are now going to do our underarm throw against the wall without it bouncing. And we're going to do that for 1 minute with our strong hand. Starting from now. Throw and catch. This ain't a competition, it's just a bit of practice, okay? So we're facing forwards, remember, facing forwards, aiming for our head still. Catch with 2 hands, throwing it with 1 hand, underarm preferably, don't want to throw it overarm, slightly harder. To catch it then, a little bit of power so it comes or rebounds back off the wall. Catching it with 2 hands out ready. You see I'm got concentration as well. I'm concentrating wherever the ball's moving. I'm moving my legs if I need to, my feet. If the ball's moving one side, remember don't throw it too high, don't want to go over. Throw it too low. And we're going to stop there. So, done it with my right hand, probably guessed it, we're going to use our left hand now, okay? So same thing, throwing it underarm with our weak hand. So my weak hand's my left hand. So, remember I probably didn't say it before, but we're going to be facing forwards this time now. We're not going to be facing sideways. But whatever you want to choose, whatever you feel comfortable, up to you, alright? So, I'll throw it underarm, then catch. I'm throwing it with my weak hand now. Underarm, catch 2 hands. Underarm, catch 2 hands. Using our coordination, looking at the ball, moving, as well as moving wherever the ball's going, okay? Using 2 things at once, and using our reactions to quickly pick the ball up, alright? So, we're going to do this for 1 minute again, starting from now. see how many you can do? One. Actually, this is practice for now. Do competition later. Underarm, catch with 2 hands. Remember, not crocodile. Out like a basket. Out, hands should be out already. Ready to catch. I'm aiming around my head height, not throwing it too high, it just takes longer for me to catch it. So many of you do. Roll for now. See if I don't drop it. Remember, a little bit of power so it makes so it comes back to you. And stop there. So, done it left hand, done it right handed. Probably guess it now, we're going to use both our hands, okay? So, we're going to go right hand, catch, left hand, catch. Right hand, catch, left hand, catch, okay? Each one that we do, without it bouncing or dropping the ball, you get 1 point. So if I catch it, 2 hands, get 1 point. If it bounces, then we lose a point. We don't get a point. And if I don't catch it properly, if I miscatch it, I don't get a point either, right? So we need to make sure that we're bouncing it and then catching it. Using our right hand, then our left hand, okay? Our right hand to throw underarm, catch, then left hand to throw underarm, catch, okay? So using both hands now, doing it for a minute. Starting from now, see how many I can do. So 1, 2, could be on your toes if you want to. 3. Remember, switching hands when throwing it underarm. Doing it a little bit quicker if you can. That's a good catch. Try and do 2 hands though when catching. Remember, right hand, left hand. Using both our hands now to throw and catch. Drop it, don't worry. Lose a point. We don't get a point. Doing it for a minute. And stop there. Right, see how many points you can get, and then obviously tell your teacher, tell anyone, see if you can beat at least to see 25 points. See if you can get 25 points in 1 minute, okay? So, a little extra challenge now before our club's over is see if you can get a little bit closer, then catch with just 1 hand, okay? See if you can do that. Get a little bit closer, catching with just 1 hand. That's our extra challenge for today. But we'll move on and do that a bit more next week, okay? So, just to recap on what we did on our objective, we're focusing on the basics of catching and throwing. So we now understand that we have to throw underarm, try and aim around our head to chest height when throwing the ball, and when catching, we're always in a basket with 2 hands out like this, pinky fingers crossed, so it is nice and secured. And to secure it even more, you can bring it into your chest, so it's even more secured, okay? Remember, we also practiced our coordination skills and improved on them by doing 2 things at once, watching where the ball's moving and moving our bodies as well as our reactions. We're reacting wherever the ball's moving and that. So,